All right, bro. Welcome to the Speak What You Please podcast. This is Daily Topics. This is episode. Right now, it might be 2 because we got technical difficulties with the NBA. We gotta get that up and going. We gotta edit that. But right now, this is Daily Topics. Um, Obviously, I'm here with the guys: Eric, Kiwi, Trey, and George. They pulled up today. So it's perfect. So now we get the Daily Topics out the way. This is the first Daily Topics episode, so this is gonna be cool. But first off, I'm just going to start off the podcast with just talking real quick about Brian Flores. Obviously, everyone knows. If you don't know and you don't follow the NFL, Brian Flores was an NFL coach for the Miami Dolphins. They had legal issues going on, basically with possibly the owner, telling him to lose games, and he'll give him money to lose games. Other things as, I believe, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I guess he had some meetings with some other teams to find a new job. And I guess, they showed up late. I guess he said they showed up drunk. Now, this is not true. They're just things that came up in the news and stuff like that. But I just want to go over that. If you've seen it now, Brian Flores has a job right now. He's on the Steelers. He's a linebacker coach right now. So shout out to him. He's got a job. He could take care of himself. So now it's not like he's just going to be sitting at home without a job taking care of his family. So that's great for him, especially for the black community here. As everyone knows, as black people and minorities, we want to make sure we have a platform to speak on things for coaches to teachers to employees, right? People that do their own business. We want to make sure everyone's doing well as a community, taking care of each other and themselves too, because we don't want us as black people, Spanish people, it don't matter, being looked down upon and not having chances in the world. So that's great for him. He's got a job, and I just want to go over that real quick because I think he deserves to at least that light be shown that he's still got a job and he can take care of himself and his family. But to start off Daily Topics, I think this was a good one I brought up. So it's between old school music and new school music. So for me, I brought this up because I like new school music, but I don't know. I kind of like more of the old school music. Now, this could range from rap to R&B to jazz to soul. It can range from anything. But I think I just want to ask you guys on your opinion, but I'm going to start it off. If I had to choose between new school and old school, I'm probably going to go more of old school. I don't know what it is. I just like old school. I feel like the old school music was just different, where you range from going to a DMX or Busta Rhymes or Ludacris. People that don't know this, just look it up. If you do know it, then you know what I'm talking about. Then you guys got like 50 Cent, you guys got Dre, you got Snoop, you got Ice Cube, Lil Wayne. So there's different things you could range from old school. Old school is just different. That's just my opinion. But I think for me, I listen to more of the old school type of music than the new school. New school I still listen to it. Don't get me wrong. We got some good artists out here. But old school, I don't know what it is. The beats and the lyrics are just hard. But that's just me. But I'm gonna pass it to Eric, and then we'll go Kiwi, and then we'll go George and Trey. But we'll go in that rotation.
So, as in for old school music, what time are we going for, referring to old school music?
I say 90s up.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
80s is like hippie, like they had trash low key. Like in terms of like rhyming, I think over 90s, like 95 and up to like maybe 2000, like 4 or 5. That's like the range of old school. Anything after that, pretty much.
Personally, I've had this conversation with like many people before, and personally, what I listen to right now is more of like the middle. Like I listen to like some old school songs, but also some new school songs because they do be popping. But I listen to more of the old school songs because that's just when I grew up and how I was living, and so that's more like my preference. And right now, I just think some of the new school songs shouldn't even be really songs, shouldn't even really be popular as they are, but because of the platforms that are produced on, that's the main reason. Because I just think some of the people that like rap and stuff like that shouldn't even be rapping. Honestly, they get a hot beat, they They get a hot beat, they make up some words, put a nice little ad lib in there, and boom, there you go. They're not really speaking from the heart on things like people used to back then, and that just kind of like frustrates me. But some songs, some artists like Rod Wave, like he be popping because he actually speaks from the heart. Like I like that. I'm more of a lyrical guy over like just sounds and beats. Kiwi, what you think?
I think recently, I'm listening to like old like Hove and shit like Reasonable Doubt and like Hard Knock Life. And just right now, I'm just listening to like a lot of old school. But I do like newer artists like, and I feel like we have to acknowledge just like I guess the times we're in and like
Mm-hmm.
what it takes now to have like a popping record versus back in the day what it took to get a popping record. And I think Eric made a great point of just saying like I guess now we have so many different platforms that like somebody could just blow off a TikTok song, but that doesn't mean like they're an accomplished artist. It just means that they kind of found and had the luck of a draw of, like this moment. And I just feel like I think I could just relate more like to old school artists and just like I think the subject matter of like what they were talking about and like the difference between like I guess you could say like drug dealers versus like drug users and like we could see like with like I guess artists now rapping about what it's like to take drugs and like what it's like to I guess be an addict versus like if you was in like the 90s or the 2000s I guess the topic was like what it was like to like deal drugs with like 50 Cent or like Hove and like I guess that's not the only thing. That's really more one of the more like bigger like problems I had with like newer artists where it was like I guess it's just like a bunch of junkies over hot beats. You know what I'm saying? I guess that was really more of my take. Yeah.
See, with me, when it comes to my music, I like more of the old school because they have more like storytelling. You know what I mean? They got a story behind the songs, and it actually means something rather than oh look, oh I fuck bitches, oh I get money, the typical, how everybody be. But like, don't get me wrong, there's artists now that like they pop off, they go stupid, they go crazy. But like, I'm just more of like that storytelling. Let me hear what you, went through, what you experienced. You know, I want to make me feel like I'm there with you, and like, especially with the flows, like it was kind of different. You know what I mean? Slow, fast, it don't matter. Just like lyrically gifted. I like, it's all about the lyrics. Beats are nice, but if you're on a nice beat and you sound funky, yeah, you can't really do much unless like some people like Eric Kiwi said, fucking one hit wonders. They be getting I don't even know like Whoopi, like where's he at now? You know what I mean? Set. So that's where I am. I like the storytelling.
Yeah, like yeah, basically what they said. Plus, like old school music, it's puts me in a better mood to be honest.
Yeah.
Better mood. The wordplay is different. I mean, some rappers have it now.
Polo G.
He used to. I don't know. He kind of fell off for me.
We haven't really
Polo
heard
G.
from
I
him
mean,
in a minute.
because he changed his flow. So,
That's what I'm saying. Like his old
but
flow is
that's
great,
yeah, no,
but
you gotta switch it up.
like old rappers, yeah, you're right. But still, if it's working, you don't need to change it, bro. Like Rod Wave, like them, yeah, like Eric said, it just puts me in a better mood with old school music and shit.
Another thing is about like with new school music is just like I said from before, like the platform that they're coming off from, and what Keezy said doesn't mean that they're an accomplished artist. That just means that they just have one song and that hit up and that blew up because of probably how they sounded in that song. Let's go back to how people took their audio on like auto tune off and how they really sounded, and let's see if they're really like that. Because when you take auto tune off of these new school rappers, they sound terrible. But back in the day, when you take when they didn't even really even use auto tune. Feel me? Auto tune wasn't even a thing. They were just speaking from the heart, from their own voices too. So I don't really like how these rappers and these artists are kind of like fake because we can't really see because everything's like aesthetic and we can't really hear how they truly sound.
Yeah. And I feel like the landscape is like crazy different because if you took like a bunch of old school artists and put them today, and vice versa. I don't think that in both ways, like they couldn't do what they did at their certain times. Like I don't think you would have had a Lil Uzi in like the '90s, or we wouldn't have Carter in like the '90s, and vice versa. Like now, like I feel like it's more of like music became something now to like almost exploit like different types of lifestyles and stuff. Like it's more of like people lying and like I guess uh like you know how a lot of people like lie in their raps and stuff, and there's no really like context or like anything that supports what they're saying. Like it's just a bunch of people like I think we could see that with like Lil Pump and like Lil Xan and like a bunch of like these like ugly dudes. I can't
Yeah,
relate. I couldn't bump none of these dudes. You know? Like, and those aren't the only people because like we know like there's so many great artists now, but I just feel like with all like old school really got it, and with like R&B, like this shit was Keisha Cole, like a bunch of like Beyonce, like this shit was just different in the 2000s. Okay.
I feel like one person that will always have it no matter what. I don't care what y'all say. Fucking Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Like he's just.
Lil Wayne tough.
He's not like my top one, but he is.
He's top tier.
Yeah, he's like. Oh yeah, I can't like home speech is like just.
Another person too is like Eminem. He never changes. He
Bro,
doesn't
that's
change from a media. Like
Everyone-
the NFL told him not to kneel during his performance. He still did it because he's just like that. I mean, he's just that guy.
Eminem is Eminem is different. He's different. And the thing is, if you really look at it, remember Eminem's a white dude, and he didn't really have to go all in. And he hung out with Dre. He hung out with other guys, right? But he didn't have to go in saying, "Oh, the N word, this, and that." He did his own thing, right? He would have his own song. Maybe he didn't really mess with them like that, but it was his music, and people messed with it, and that was good for him. And that's a great example. But I think the other thing is, and I want people to understand this, we're not bashing New School, because obviously we all listen to New School right now. There's people out there that are hard. In my opinion, if I had to say some people I listen to that are tough, Sleepy Hollow's tough. If you haven't listened to him, Sleepy Hollow's tough. Chef G, hopefully he get freed soon, but Chef G is hard, right? Another person that's hard, rest in peace, King Von. In my opinion, King Von honestly speaks some facts, and I feel like he can almost fit in old school, but not that much. I wouldn't say like crazy, but he would be okay in like old school, right? And then, I have other rappers I like. I think who's underrated is 21 Savage. Low key, I ain't gonna lie. I've been listening to a lot of 21. 21 Savage is good. That's my opinion. Another person that won't, and I want people to understand this because I feel like everyone has bias about him, and it's like once he drops, they're a big fan of him, but once he stops dropping, they ain't a big fan. Future is tough.
Future's hard.
Future is tough. Because I hear a lot of people, when Future don't drop, they're like, oh, Future ain't all that, Future ain't all that. But when he drop, I hear all y'all posting about Future, bumping Future, right? I'm not talking about like people I know here, but I'm talking about other people. I'll be like, wait a minute, you don't mess with Future like that. Future's tough. Future got, in my opinion, he got top 3 best beats right now, even if he ain't dropping like that. If you ever heard the snippet, Future dropped this, there was a snippet that was released somewhere and I found it on his like new album he might be making. Future is tough, but I want people to understand we're not bashing New School, right? But we're just saying old school it's just got a different flow, a different taste. And when you bump it in the car, it's like almost you are there right there with them and you just listening to it. It's just different from New School. That's just my opinion. But I hear what everyone's takes were. I think everyone's takes were perfect and right on to the point I wanted to talk about, right? And even R&B's, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, R&B is amazing. If you somebody that just listens to rap all the time, you need to change. You need to just go around and find different music, bro. Rap is not
Shit.
the whole world.
I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I've been hitting the gym, right? I've been getting into a little bit of rock. Not like
Rock, right?
but that
Yes,
rock.
bro.
Metallica, you
That
got
rock shit tough. That old school
AC/DC.
rock, nah, that's just fire.
They got a little bit of Motley Crue. You know,
That's just tough.
It's tough.
you know
It's
how
tough.
people
Rock
use
is
that.
tough. Now I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna. To people that listen to this, that's cool. But I don't. I will never. Probably never. I'll try, but never. I don't know country. I just can't get into country. I
I
just
can't.
can't. I don't know.
I physically can't get in the country. I can't. It's not bad. It's just
It's not.
like it's a little too slow for my liking.
Right.
So
Like
like,
in a way.
my fault. You go.
No, you good. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. So like, right. I've been at this new school that I'm at. A lot of people actually do listen to country, and it's starting to grow on me a little bit. But like, it's just some songs that grow on me. A lot of it is just like, what am I listening to? Honestly, then I'm just like, all right, these Loki speaking facts, but it's mostly about like heartbreak and stuff like that. I don't always want to listen to that, but like
Right.
sometimes it hits. Sometimes it hits. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like you have to be in the right. You have to be in the right mindset to even like country. I'm not saying I'll be bumping it in the car. That's something I'm not saying. But
Mm.
I'm getting used to it more.
I think,
Yeah.
I think personally, I think country, and this might be a hot take, but it kind of has like a racist undertone to it. Just a little.
Yeah, right.
For us, way like
This the way to be saying it.
just a tad. Like it's a little under it. A little Ryan,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's a little sprinkle. Yeah. It's a little sprinkle of it.
yeah, that's how I feel. Honestly.
No, I feel like
Oh,
people,
man.
their music is just based on like personal experience and like how they can relate to a certain song, which makes them like certain types of music more. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather listen to a song that I can relate to rather than, Tractor Boys
Yeah.
and like horses and like
Yeah.
farm.
And I feel like every genre is like unique to the consumer that it's like made for. And shit. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, I feel like anybody can vibe to like whatever they want to vibe to. Like, not
Exactly. I think, and like I said, this ain't bashing nobody. Like, you listen to country, cool for you. I ain't hating on you. You listen to country, but
Boy, that bump country.
like if I'm in the car with you,
Don't play the front.
and you playing country, I'm gonna be real. You gonna have to pull over. I'll just walk it. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
man.
won't. I just can't. Like, you could play it. You could play a couple. I'm not saying don't play it at all. You could play it one or two. If you play it the whole, I remember one time I sat in someone's car and they played it the whole time. Listen, you got a problem, and I don't know what it is, but I feel disrespected, and I might need to get out the car. That's just me. But to keep it a stack, I think for us, I think music is just so different now. Like we said, there's rap, but there's R&B, there's rock, there's jazz, there's soul, there's country. You could just switch all over the place. I think people need to understand that. I want people to understand rap is not everything. There's a lot of y'all just listen to rap. You can't do that. You can't.
Right.
You gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up. Because rap ain't the whole world, bro. Because this is some R&B that you need to listen to. And if you want some R&B, hit me up. Because I'll tell you some R&B. I'll get you some R&B. What you talking about? But
I kid you not, about R&B, yo. Like, in this new school age, there is really no R&B. There's really no rhythm and blues. Like, you know what I mean? Back in the day, you could bump that junk, and we could just be two-stepping the whole time. But that two-step will hit different because what the song is on, the song that's on. Like, I mean, like, I bet all of us could listen to the same song, we could all get down to it. Like, I don't know. I mean, R&B does hit different. I kid you not.
R&B, man, it's just different. It's just different in my opinion, bro. It's just different.
Okay, I wanted to ask like, who was your top fives like just now, or like in general,
Like,
like in music?
All time top fives or
all time. Like it doesn't have to be specifically like now, but like just all time.
top five?
right now, like all time.
Yeah, off top head. Ain't no like specific.
Okay. I think I could start it off.
I'm about to whip up a list real quick. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
You're wrong, but just think about the most.
Bro, I don't know.
It's your top five.
I know.
Okay. I got it now. Number one, all time, and this is my list. This ain't everybody. This is my list. I don't know what it is. Busta Rhymes, his flow is just different. For me, he's number one for me. That's Busta Rhymes. Number two would have to be Tupac. I just like Tupac. God, okay. It's tough, man. Okay. DMX. DMX is in my top three. It's gonna sound weird, but I like DMX. It's just because he can go hard, but then sometimes he got some lyrics that's tough, gritty, gritty lyrics. I like DMX. Number 4, the Notorious Biggie. Yeah, yeah. I know it's just weird. I got him number 4, but I gotta put him in my top 5. He's just tough. He's tough. He's tough. I gotta put him in my top 5. Number 5. If I'm just going off like music and just like songs that just when you hear it, you know every lyric. I'm gonna go 50. 50. I got 50 in my top 5. That's my top 5 all time. I might be missing a couple people, but off the top of my dome, that's top 5.
Yeah.
That's valid. It's not bad.
I get like your next. So I think for me the 3 like godfathers of like rap or like hip hop is like Hove, and I don't really have them in specific order, so this is my top 5. But I got Hove, Ye, Lil Wayne, 3 Stack, and Biggie.
Mm.
Those are just like solidified in like my personal like. I'm always gonna bump those people or go back to those. Like it's like timeless. Like, in any generation, you can always go back to these people and just know that these are the people that inspired generations and generations of like subdivisions of hip hop. Like I guess you could say like these are like the starters, and then like everyone who came after that took a piece or something from these people and made their own versions of it. And yeah, that's like my top 5.
Well, I mean, I could kind of put it together. So this is just based on like what I came up with, like growing up. You know what helped, you know, with me, like what I listened to. So my dad put me on a lot of Eminem when I was little. So just imagine listening to that dude 24/7. Eminem, Lil Wayne. See, listen to a lot of 50 as well. Probably say Kanye, and then 5. Man. So no, this is not no rapper, but Prince.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Prince.
oh, I like that one.
oh, shit.
I like that one.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
switch up my
Listen
list.
to a lot of Prince. My mom loved, so you know that shit was always funny.
and he's a great performer too. I wish I got to see him perform. He's a great performer too. That's a great one. I didn't even think about that.
Shit.
I might have to go 50 and put Michael Jackson in there. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
Nah,
I'm
Mike-
sorry.
Mike
I just thought about that.
I was thinking of Mike. Nah, he's in my top 5 for real.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta have. I got Tupac, obviously.
Mhm.
Ye, Hove, have to. Weezy. That's not an order, but I probably have to say Mike because Mike is just top everything. Like that nigga is just undefeated. All his music is so fire.
Can't forget about his moves, bro.
Right.
But he can move, man.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so like for me, I'm just going off of like who changed like rap stuff, like who was like inspirational. Because I know all those people are inspirational. So I'm gonna go Tupac, Biggie. This is not in any specific order. Tupac, Biggie, Eminem. Michael Jackson, he changed it. Changed it for a lot of people. Even though, you know, what he did is kind of crazy, but like, you know, I mean, he's still a great performer, great artist. And I'm gonna have to go 50 too. Because even Eminem said, yo, like 50 coming out the gate was one of the best. And
first album. That was like the only people with their first album to do that.
yeah. And then after that, he was like, Eminem was like, yo, I wasn't messing with the Grammys before, but now I'm truly not after he didn't even get it for best, like, new up and coming artist. Like, that just says something. Eminem was great.
Yeah.
50's tough, bro.
Yeah.
That's just me. 50 tough. I mean, he got some underrated. I feel like some people don't even know some songs, bro. Like, if you haven't listened to like one song from 50, I think it's underrated. Amusement Park. If you get a chance, look up 50 Amusement Park and listen to it. It's tough. Now, I recommend it not to be used as well. If you When you hear it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But just listen to 50, listen to Amusement Park. It's tough. But yeah, I think our top fives are solid. I didn't even think about Prince, George. That was a good one. I didn't even think about that one because Prince is tough, bro.
Yeah,
He's
Prince was in
tough.
my ears damn near 24/7 when I was growing up.
I didn't even think about that. Freaking Prince, bro. You know, I was just thinking, I was mad hungry. I was like, I want to get something to eat. And then I was just thinking, what is my go-to snack when I'm hungry, bro? Like, go-to snack. And I think I wanted to ask you guys this too. Like, usually when you chilling or when you're on the road or something, you always have like a go-to snack. Like before a game when we were playing sports, we had a go-to snack. I feel like my go-to snack, I always had it, would be goldfish, and it would be extreme cheddar.
Flavor.
It would be my go-to snack. And I just want to ask you guys, like, what is your go-to snack? It could be at home, on the road. What is that go-to snack you gotta have? And I'm gonna start with Eric real quick.
Cheez-Its. Like, right off the gate, white cheddar Cheez-Its. I had them during wrestling season. I had them during football season. I had them during track season. Like, yo, that them was busting OD. Like, you,
Everybody had damn cheeses.
like, literally, then after that, add that with a sandwich, you're set for the day. Like, all you need to be the best, feel me? Like, and you can really find that anywhere. You feel me? Like, yo, Cheez-Its, you just have to have the cheeses in the sandwich, bro. You're coming from a big guy himself, bro. It was white cheddar Cheez-Its.
You were happy for this topic, cuz.
Yes,
You were
bro.
happy for
Like,
this topic.
yo, I kid you not, bro. I kid you not.
You got a lot of
Like,
passion in
when
this,
you
bro.
said goldfish, I was like, Jesus up there.
It's
Jesus
damn near
behind
cheese
you,
nigga.
bro.
He was ready to eat the screen. Oh, wait,
Bro,
I like
I kid you
Jesus.
not, bro. Like, yo, Jesus
The
is,
box
yo.
was like,
Oh, Eric. All right, all right.
Damn.
shit.
Yeah.
I think fucking would always be the cinnamon Pop Tarts.
Mm.
That was like my favorite since I was growing up and some shit. Especially like late night. Whether you uh are in if you smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? At night, late night, maybe like a Pop Tart, good milk. It doesn't ain't nothing wrong with it. Like you can't go wrong with Pop-Tarts, cold milk. Like sometimes I personally like if I'm feeling like bougie or something, I put it in the toaster. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, whatever works. That's like my go-to.
Little heat.
Shit, my munchies. I go to this bed right here with either cheddar pretzels or Takis. 'Cause I don't know Takis. I don't eat Takis like that no more, but now I used to. But right now it's probably cheddar pretzels.
Ain't dry, bro. I don't care if it's dry. Damn. Go-to snack.
You eat anything, bro.
I really will. I probably make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, nigga. To be honest, that shit's fire.
Can't go wrong with that. Can't.
I thought Trey was
Can't.
about
You,
to grits or something.
Yeah.
I thought Trey was about to say he had some grits, nigga. Yeah.
yeah, bro. I was just thinking about a go-to snack. You gotta have a go-to snack. If you don't have a go-to snack, there's something wrong with you. I mean, you could like everything, but you gotta have like that go-to snack.
Great.
Like if you don't have that snack, you might lose it. You gotta have that go-to snack. It's just me. Like right now, I got goldfish right here. You gotta have the go-to snack. You can't see it. Yeah, there we go. Extra cheddar.
Cheddar, yeah.
Extra cheddar. But yeah, bro. All right, to switch it up, switch it from food, cause Eric, you got mad happy about that.
Cause, bro, you feel me? Like, that white cheddar.
It's all good, bro. It's all
White
good.
cheddar,
It's all good. It's all good. I think it was a perfect topic for you. Perfect topic.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
I
bro.
know
But
Malachi in the
switch
back,
it.
mad hungry right now. Nah, though.
leave it. Leave.
Look at this grin, yo. Look at this grin, yo.
Malachi got to get up and do the Dougie real quick. I want to see him.
You ain't gonna see his face. Yeah.
Oh man. But to switch it up, I think this one I want to take this a little bit serious because I know for this one a lot of people have different opinions on it. But college, I think for people that don't understand, college is in ways where you can, like, move on and do something great with it. But then there's other people that don't go to college, but they do great without going to college. So I just want to ask you guys here in the group about college, and I'll start it off. I'm in college right now. I go to CCSU, Central Connecticut State University. It's a good school. The reason I went to college just to, improve my understanding of school and then get into social work to work with people and kids and everything. And I think the real question I wanted to ask is college valid or not? Or not? But for me, I think college is valid. I'm not saying everyone has to do it because I know boys that don't do it and they doing good for themselves. You don't need to go to college to do great things in life. There's people that haven't, I think even the billionaires out there, some of them didn't even go to college and they billionaires. So I think the big thing is for me, if I had to answer it, I think college is worth it. But I mean, people have different opinions, and that's perfectly fine because people have done great things without going to college. But I'll pass it off to Eric here. What do you feel about college, Eric?
I think as from an athlete perspective, I think college is great. It doesn't matter where you end up. You're gonna be a dog no matter where you're at. But if you're trying to get to that next level, playing at the next level, playing at a bigger level, even if it's semi-pro or the NFL, you feel me? I think college is a great way to go to and perform there just to show what your skills are. And I also think college is very valuable to some people. I'm not saying for all, because school isn't for all people. Because I know some people that that just kind of struggle in school, but are very street smart. You get what I'm saying? So like you don't always need to have a college degree under your belt. It'd be nice to have one, but you don't really
Mhm.
need to because people have been proved that they don't need to have that under their belt just to be successful.
I personally go to college. I'm a student at UConn. This is like my second year. Well, this is my junior year. Personally, as a college student, I think that if you're talking about in terms of worth, and worth meaning like money and I guess investing, how much you invest to get a higher education, I personally feel that, I guess as X said, and a lot of people here said that you don't necessarily need college to be successful. And I think there's a misconception of intelligence versus experience. So you don't have to go to college to be intelligent, but there's an experience that does come with college. If it's particular to like a certain field you want to go to, so like law or business or things of that nature, you do need a certain level of education, and college is needed. But I think you're talking more of like broadly. I think that a lot of things that I'm learning now is accessible to everyone here on the internet. And so I guess it's really how you utilize it in your own way. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that everybody can learn what they want to learn. Like everything is available online. So I guess if you look at it that way, then you can say like college isn't worth it. But at the same time, like it is needed in certain fields. And so I feel like I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But I'm leaning more of like I'm I feel as if people have the ability to do what they want to do with or without. Right, what you think about college, nigga?
Um, I think it just depends on the person, to be honest, because some people think it's a waste of time, but in other situations, like, yeah, it's a lot of money to go, but if you get that scholarship, sports wise or like intelligence wise, scholar like a regular scholarship, I feel like it's worth it. Plus, you get to meet new people that you could be like lifelong friends with, you know, all stuff like that. Um, in my opinion, I feel like it's worth it. So, yeah.
See, I'm very iffy with it. My mom told me a lot, growing up that college was just a waste of money and a waste of time. But honestly, like Trey said, because we were kind of talking about it earlier, College, it just depends on your situation and like what you want to do and what career path you kind of go on. So like if it's sports, you get that scholarship, that's cool. If you want to walk on, that's cool. Really depends on, what you're trying to do in the future. And, you know, if you're willing to go to school for like 4 to 8 years and get that job that you always wanted, then do it. That's what you wanted to do, make it happen. So I feel like it's just based on what you want to do. But personally, for me, I would probably say I'm not really for it. More of like a trade, you know. But we'll
Yeah.
see what I can do.
Nah, I feel you on that. And I think what George brought up right there with a trade and everything, see, there's other things you can do other than college. A trade. There's
Right.
people that do trades that make great money for a living, right? So college isn't the biggest thing, right? So I go to school and I you know, go there for social work, but then I go there to get to compete on the track team, and I got to
Yeah.
meet new people, and they're great people on the team. And with them now, you get to know them. They're good and nice people, but you get to meet different people. I think that's what everyone's brought up here. You get to meet different people when you go. So that's the dope thing about college and everything. And you get to learn something new and other things like that. But the other thing on George's side, sometimes you don't like, I don't want people to think college is the end all be all. If you don't get into college, it's over. Your life's over. You can't do anything with your life. No, the trade, George said, right? You can just go right up and work your way up in a business and become a owner of a own company or a manager. So the big thing about college, guys, I think, and I think everyone's brought up here in their own way, it's not the number one thing because there's two, three, four, five other things you can do to succeed. And maybe it'll take you a little long. And this is, my dad told me this too. It might take you a little longer which way you go, but by the end, if you keep working hard and do what you're real good at, you're going to succeed in life. And that's the number one thing I think everyone wants to do when they get older, succeed and be able to take care of themselves and if they have a family down the road. And I think it's the big thing what everyone wants to do when they get older and reach that age where they got to go work and make money and pay bills. And I think it's the biggest thing. If you work hard, you'll be fine, right? But if you ask me, I think it's worth it. And like I said, when you get to go to school, you meet new people when you're on a team, like Eric brought up, you're on sports and stuff. You get to meet people, new people, coaching staff. It's awesome. But I think everyone had great points about college and everything. But and all
Like, low-key
is
want
the
to
big thing. I think Trey brought up something too with the money with college. College is expensive, so that's another big thing. That's a big thing. People, it's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like ain't nobody gonna tell you how much it is, but it's a lot of money. But like
Yeah.
that's the big thing too. That's the big thing too with people. Like it's the money. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? If you're telling me I gotta do this for 4 years to pay this much amount to go into this job to then and that by the end, oh man, I gotta make up say 140,000, 160,000. Like whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You tell me I go 4 years of school, I gotta make up this much money,
Right.
right? So that's just the thing. But you gotta be willing to say, okay, I'm going to do it, but I know what the cons are about going to school. But I know if whatever, and I just want to make this clear, whatever you do in school, it could be from social work, engineer, marketing, business, it don't matter. But if I would give one thing, and I think this is what my dad told me too, whatever you do in school, if you go to school, do what you love, but do something that's gonna take care of you when you're done, right? Make sure it's something that can take care of you. So when you go to school, do research. If you want to be a marketing guy, a business guy, do the research of what you want to do and make sure to see what's going to look like in the next 5 to 7 years down the line. Where is it going to be? How much money is it going to be paid in by year and stuff, by monthly? See where that is. Because you don't want to do the thing and next thing you know, damn, this is all the money I'm making, but I went 4 years to school and now I got paid $160,000 for student loans. But this is the job this is something I love, but I'm not making the money I want to pay it off. So that's the only thing I would say. But yeah, that's the only thing I would say. Um, But
You want to start quick, like start your career quick. That's where trade is like a good option because like on what you want to do. You get to focus on your one thing. You know,
mhm,
you don't gotta worry about math, English, whatever else. I don't know what courses. You know what I mean? But yeah, focus on that one thing. You're on that every day until like it depends on what it is. You know, I don't know the certain like for certain like classes or like courses, but you know, it's a quicker way to get started with your future. So you could potentially, you know, retire at a reasonable age, get to relax, but it just depends on what you want to do.
yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Follow it, no matter what. That's all I gotta say. Follow your dreams. Make sure you're like 100% with it too. Like if you're second guessing, just keep looking into it, see what the negatives are and shit.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree with George. I agree with all of you guys 100%. On this question, I want to ask another question for y'all. Do you think parents push college onto their kids too heavily because of their experiences with school? Because personally, my mom did go to college, but she couldn't, finish because she also had my sister, and my dad did trade. He went into the engineering business, and he worked on cars and stuff like that. So, and my sister, we did went to school, did go to college, but she ended up like leaving it because that just wasn't for her. She wasn't one of the people that are like that as a school person. So, I'm at TAP to go to college for me. I don't, I think it was pushed on me, but I also think I want to myself just because the fact of, doing that thing that my mom and dad and my sister couldn't do. You know what I mean? So I was wondering, did the op parents push you really to go to college, or was that a decision for yourself?
Nah, yeah, I think everyone's. Well,
I said I'll probably end up going to college. All honesty, all that shit I said, I'll probably end up going to college.
So I'm fully against it.
I'm not fully against it. It just depends, but I know that if I just gotta look into it, right? See what fits me.
I feel like now, Eric, you brought up like a great point, but I feel like you could almost like broaden it more and just saying like I think like society pushed all of us to made it so when college it did seem like the only option. Even like when we were seniors in high school and when it was coming towards the end, I guess their push was more to get everyone into college without really highlighting, I guess, the other alternatives in life. So I think that should be highlighted and just I guess the decisions that everyone made going forth after college or after high school. And I do feel like it is pushed on a lot of people. Whether it's like forcefully, like by your parents in high school, like it was made clear that college is more or less like a necessity rather than like an option or something that we can choose. I feel like it did deter a lot of people from going or going like in general and stuff.
yeah, but I think in all, I think just to close it out, there's pros, there's cons, and everything. There's pros and cons when you go work somewhere. There's pros and cons with a car you go buy. There's pros and cons with a sport you want to do. So, and everything, there's pros and cons, and with college, there's pros and cons, right? Everyone has their pros, everyone has their cons, right? One pro can be you get to go to school, you get to get a degree, you get to, get an internship, do this and that, and then get into something you love. Then a con can be, as Trey brought up again, I'm gonna bring it up again, the money. Is it worth it? And I think that's a huge thing. I think a lot of people think about all the time about school. But the other thing is, and I think Eric, to answer your question too, I don't want to get off topic about that and answer your question real quick. Do I feel like parents push it on us? I mean, if you're asking me, no. I think they wanted me to just succeed. I think that's what they just wanted me to take care of myself. Just do something that's just going to take care of yourself, right? You don't want to do something that won't be able to take care of yourself, put a roof over your head, get you food. So to answer your question, I wouldn't. For me, no, no. I think my parents supported me all the way. They pushed me when needed to be pushed, but they gave me support. That's the biggest thing you want from your parents: support, and they push you. Because your parents are the number one people that are going to push you and be your number one supporters. So I think for them, and if you're asking me, no, I don't think so. I think whatever I did, they wanted me to be sure of it and to do well in it. So for me, I wouldn't say so, but
Okay.
I guess maybe they both went to school, so I guess maybe that played a part for me, probably. But I mean, there's at points my junior senior year, I was like, I don't know, but you know, school, sports. I mean, I guess it was cool to go, and it's cool right now. I like it. It's cool right now. So yeah. But I guess to switch it up real quick, so I'm gonna skip one of the things we have on here, guys. Sorry to mess it up if we are, but I'm gonna skip this thing because we kind of talked about music. I don't want to go back into music. Um, I think another thing I wanted to bring up, and I just had it on the top of my head, but I'll get back to it. I'll go on to this topic. Um, so everyone always says, what do they want to do before they go? Like, what's the number one thing you want to do? Like, everyone's like, I want to bungee jump, or I want to jump out of a plane, or something like that. But I think there's something that popped into my head when I was making the topics was, what was that thing you want to do before you leave this earth? And I think for me, I don't know, mine's weird. Mine's weird. Mine was to do like a summer or like spring break type thing and go with your boys and a, like a couple girls or whatever and go to like Rolling Loud or something. Like I always told myself, I want to go to a Rolling Loud concert before I go. Just because it just looks so dope. I just want to go to the event for like the weekend or whatever and just listen to music and have fun. So like for me, something I want to do, Rolling Loud. I think that's something I want to do before I go. Because if I don't do it, I feel like I will miss out on something that would be like dope. Because I've been to some concerts and they've been awesome, but Rolling Loud, I feel like that would just be awesome. A 3-day event type thing. So that's me. But to pass it to you, Eric, what's something you want to do before you go?
Um, I think honestly, I just want to travel the world. Like, I just want to see, like, what other cultures are like in like the U.S. and out of like in like Europe and all that. You know, hopefully, what goes on, with Ukraine, that ends up coming to like peace and stuff like that. Like, my prayers are out to them. But like after that incident, I just want to go explore and see how like other cultures are and see like the difference between American culture and like what's another culture, like African culture, or like what do we put in it? What do we take from it? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
I think mine is definitely along the lines of like Eric's. Like I'd love to travel the world, different cultures and stuff, but I also want to just my own charity or foundations. And I think for me, just knowing like things I want to do before I die, I really want to like help people in need, especially in like countries where like not specifically Africa, but countries along the lines of Africa, like Asian countries, and just I guess helping out people like in necessities and like water and stuff like that. Like I want to really like help people before I die. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
It's good. Um, with me, one thing I would want to do, I would say probably do like a vacation where it's me and then um a nice group of people, not too big but just not too small. You know what I mean? Somewhere in between. Um, you know, and I want to say go camping, like a camping ground with cabins. You know, nice lake. Um, good vibes, like no drama, no negativity. Campfire, just something relaxing. Cause maybe a couple drinks, uh, not like hardcore drugs or anything, because that's like, that's kind of excessive. You know what I mean? But marijuana you could bring some ganja. But just like something where there's no stress. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's getting along. Because you don't really see that a lot nowadays. You know what I mean? Because there's always something going on somewhere. You got World War III about to pop off in Ukraine. Like, come on, like we can't like talk over a nice dinner. Like it's just it would be nice to have that time.
about you? Can you guys hear Trey as well?
No, I think you
Are you
muted,
guys
bro.
muted? No, they're not muted. I just can't hear them.
Talk louder to the mic. Shut up.
Something
like a
I
mouse.
probably do is probably touch the hearts of like mad people. Just speak facts, spread my word,
Spread positivity.
spread positivity basically. And one way I think I could probably do that is go to the league, honestly, and just speak my mind. I don't know. It's just me though.
I love to hear that. George, like, actually, like, when you were talking, I've actually, like, thought about that a little bit. Like, I want to go with, like, not even, like, I want to go with, like, new people I really don't know, but they have to be trustworthy. They can't be no scammers or, like, crazy, you feel me? They can't
You
be,
want to
like,
go with strangers?
not like strangers, but, like, people I know, but, like acquaintances. Like, people I already know, but not know to the point where, like, I'm about to go, like, boys acquaintances. There's boys and then there's acquaintances. I want to go with my acquaintances just to get closer. I mean, like, I also want to go with my boys, but I'm not trying to go with strangers. Like, bro, it's called strangers.
Okay. I was
I
about
mean,
to say,
like,
you just gonna pick up strangers?
bro, I'm not picking up
You
strangers.
know, like, your boys and then the females could be like, acquaintances, you know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, boy bonding compared to just a boy. I mean, but it's just like something you get to enjoy yourself, But it's the same thing. You can bring like 2 or 3 close boys that you got. Same with females, doesn't matter. But yeah, to bring or have people go that you don't know that well, it's probably good too. So you're not all there just, you could probably get to know each other more, figure each other out, do new things, whatever you want, new things, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Nah, I got you. I feel that though. Would you go like a plane or would you do like a road trip, like a driving a car type thing?
I mean, I feel
That's
like
what
a
I'm
road,
thinking.
because I feel like, if you have that nice car ride, I mean, it's the same with plane, but I just feel like the car ride is just, you're driving, you're looking, you see the views, like, you pass through different things, like, different areas. I mean, the planes, I guess, it's cool, but you're just looking down, you're looking over everything. You don't get to see
Nah,
much but clouds, lights, and, like, buildings, land and stuff, but like, I feel like just being a little closer, personal, it's better.
Right.
We need the phone for the yes, because we're not using no map. That's one thing.
I don't know. I can't read a map.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like, with the car ride, like, with the road trip, is that, you have to go somewhere where there's, like, cheap gas now. Because gas prices going up crazily. Bro,
I mean,
it's going crazy right now. It's up to $4
they gonna
at
make a
some places.
lot of people
Like,
broke.
fill up a bus, boom. Not like no, just like
A
a simple
bus.
bus.
That's valid.
A travel bus
Yeah,
that has maybe an RV, or like a valid, RV.
you're gonna need a big RV. Depends on how
Yeah.
many people you bring.
yeah.
No, I would say like 12 people.
Okay.
Like,
So I probably just get a bus. Or those
right.
what's that bus they used to have? They have it's like that green big. It's like a Peter Pan bus or whatever. It has like a bathroom on there.
Oh, those?
Yeah.
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 I would just,
Travel
I would
buses.
just get that.
Put the luggage in the bottom.
Just go.
Dry. The nice luxury seats. You know what I mean?
No doubt. No doubt. I think everyone had like great ones, like things they want to do before they go. And I think
Yeah.
for a lot of people, it's always, I want this, I want that, I want this or that. Well, I think what people need to understand, you're gonna get some things, but sometimes you need to. I think you guys point on this a lot. You want to be able to help others out there and touch people and meet new people. And I think that's the biggest thing we all want to do before we go. Because you're gonna have your day ones, you're gonna have your boys you talk to on a regular basis, but sometimes it's always cool to meet new people. It could be black, white, Spanish, right? So it could be any different race, and I think that's the biggest thing people need to understand is that you don't want like, of course, everyone wants to be wealthy, everybody want to be rich, everyone want to be that. Sometimes it's always the best thing is to meet new people and build relationships,
What the
right? So I think for I think everyone here had a great things they want to do before they go. I forgot, dude. I had something in mind. I was like, oh, I got it now. Okay, so does everyone here watch anime?
Yeah.
Is it anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So
No,
I just want to be clear.
seem like
I
more.
just want to be clear about this. I've met some people that have said anime's trash, but some people haven't really watched it like that.
I never said it was trash. But
No, not you. I'm just talking about some people.
Trey gave me a look like.
Each his own, I guess. Yeah, but I feel like if you never watched it,
Right, I really have no say. I mean, I watched a little bit of One Punch Man, and then some other thing. I forgot it was
You mean One Piece?
some parasite type of thing. It was weird. Yeah,
You mean One Piece?
like a face on his hand with an eyeball and shit.
that's
Like
that's
his hand was. I don't remember what it was called.
I think it's One Piece. One Piece is okay. I mean, it's a lot of episodes. If you watch it, if anyone watches anime, One Piece is good, but I wouldn't watch it as your first anime because it might ruin your experience. I will watch other animes and then watch One Piece.
Well, Baki.
One Piece is tough. It's tough. It's tough.
I think the easier anime to get
Naruto or
into.
something like that?
More like that. I don't like the cartoon looking anime.
Yeah, that's how enemies are, basically.
No, I'm talking about like the kitty cartoon looking. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
I think one thing.
I know what you're talking about.
You just watch a lot
Go
of
ahead.
Pokemon.
I think one thing, like, because I watch the anime heavily, and so like I have like a pretty good like understanding about this. The people that say like anime are that are like that people that are watch anime that are weird or anime is bad. I don't think anime is bad at all. They just don't have creative. I'm not saying all people, but I feel like they just don't have creativity in their like. I mean, they're not that creative because that's what anime is. It's creative people making TV shows and with amazing graphics, amazing like illustrations, and also like the people that watch anime are weird comment. I think some of the people are weird because they go too far with buying like body pillows, dressing up as cosplay. Like that stuff is like OG, like that. Like then,
That's a great point because I feel like there's two types of anime people. Like there's people who dress up and like really embody this shit, and there's people who just like to watch it. Like I don't have to go to fucking anime con and like enjoy this shit. I can just watch it on my TV and
Right.
what I'm watching. I don't have to like.
I don't need to go in public and start fighting people like it's
Yeah,
real
yeah.
life. I ain't gonna do that because I know whatever I'm gonna do might get me arrested from what I'm about to do. So if you ask me, bro, I like watching anime too. Like I feel like if you're someone that's never watched anime, and I'm really I wouldn't talk to the guys because most guys watch anime or at least seen a couple anime, so they know what I'm talking about, right? So like George brought up a couple like One Piece. That's a great example because he's probably seen a couple episodes of anime. That's what I'm talking about. But if I'm talking, and mainly I'm saying, who am I saying? I'm mainly saying like females. I'm not saying females are gonna bash it all the time, but most females don't understand anime. Most dudes don't understand anime. Oh, anime is whack. I would say one anime you should watch. In my opinion, I would watch Attack on Titans. I'm watching it right now.
I finished it. That shit's hard.
yeah.
That thing is, I think episode 25, right? Is coming out Sunday.
Yeah.
Attack on Titans. If you want to watch anime and you really want to see,
Oh, that shit is tough.
watch Attack on Titans. Because if you like action and then you like a little bit of drama and stuff, watch Attack on Titans. Because it's not always fighting.
And that's what I'm saying. Like anime is so hard. Like you can find it's like you specifically like. Like it doesn't have to be just like anything. Like there's so many animes that do that.
Yeah, I agree. Like some of the older animes, like honestly, if because when I started watching anime, I was like younger, like so like I started watching like for example Bleach or Fairy Tail or
You watch Fairy Tale?
yeah, Fairy Tail's fire. I kid you not, Fairy Tail's
I
fire.
never watched.
But like the older animes like Bleach and stuff like that, they're because they're like old gen, they start off slow, then get into it.
Yeah.
And like the new generation, which is now, which is like Demon Slayer, Baki, even though Baki is like an older generation, but the what's coming out new, that type of Baki gets straight into the point. Get straight to the point. Another good anime to watch that I started off with is SAO Sword Art Online. That
Yeah,
has 4 seasons and is really good. It's extremely good. Like now you might be skeptical, like saying that we're low key in a metaverse right now, but like it's a really good anime.
yeah. No. I feel like the stigma of like anime. I think like for every girl I've talked to who thinks like anime is weird, it's really because like they just seen like memes and shit about it, and they think it's just a bunch of like anime titties and stuff on the
Right.
screen. I've been the guy that's
Literally.
really, like what deters people from watching it. Just like it's like some like hentai shit where it's like they have like really good background stories. Animation is crazy, and I think the best animes to like kind of get your journey started in a way would be like I guess the classics like Naruto, like Dragon Ball Z, like things like that are like just perfect ones to like I guess get you started. It's easier to get into.
No, I feel you. I think so. Just to finish up, I want to finish up the pod. This won't be a long episode for everyone that's
Yeah.
going to see this later tonight. But I just to finish up the pod. Which one's better, Naruto or Dragon Ball Z? Which one is better in your opinion? I like Naruto. Dragon Ball Z is tough, but I like
Dragon Ball
Naruto. I don't
Z,
know what.
though, I say Naruto because the storyline is
Thank you.
actually like it has a better storyline.
Yep, it
Yeah,
does.
it has a better storyline. You can't argue with that.
So I've watched both. Like it. So you have to put them in categories. Storyline, I'm giving that to Naruto because literally with Dragon Ball Z, the storyline is Goku gets beat up, he gets stronger. He gets beat up again by a stronger opponent. He gets stronger. He gets some overpowered upgrade. Like for example, and like when I forgot who he was fighting, but he surpassed he went Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, and everyone doubted him. Then after that, he went Super Saiyan 3 the first time, and he beat that person up extremely bad. And he's kind of like what you call an overpowered character. He has plot armor. That's what people would say. Like it's crazy. But storyline will go to Naruto. Graphics, I feel like we'll probably go to new gen Dragon Ball Z because the illustration is very it's popping. Hands, I will go to Naruto because honestly, like literally, all you see with Dragon Ball Z is people teleporting across the screen, like OD, and you really can't follow it. But sometimes they do have hands, but it's more like flashy stuff, like the like say a spirit bomb or the Kamehameha, like something flashy. But with Naruto, you see two hands, you see two boxes. Feel me? Q, what you think there?
I really like Naruto over, and I watched Dragon Ball Z first, and I think like you mentioned like the new gen, I low key didn't like I liked it in terms of like the fights because I always like everyone always likes to fight them. I just didn't really like Dragon Ball Super. Like now we're talking about both, and like for the Naruto franchise, they have like Boruto right now, and it starts off slow, but I guess it's picking up now. But I think if in all, I think for both franchises, I think that Naruto this it has a better storyline of just like we can relate more, I guess, and like it like there were certain parts of Naruto where like you can kind of get emotional, like in a way. We can feel my man because he's like the only one, like the whole village hates him, and like yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
a better storyline and better like action and stuff. I love that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I think, and I think that's a perfect way to end off the pod. Just switching up with daily topics, and I think daily topics is perfect too because it takes away from the NFL and NBA because now you can just talk about stuff that you talk on a regular basis with your boys, which is like anime, college stuff, real life stuff. And I think that was perfect for this type of pod with the guys you got. And I think this the type of guys we're just gonna roll with for daily topics because it's the perfect type of crew to have for daily topics. But this is where we're gonna finish up here because I don't want to go too long because obviously I gotta edit the NBA thing because as Eric knows it's a pretty long and Kiwi knows it's a long. The NBA is a long one, so we gotta edit that one. But goal is to get daily topics up. But as usual, if you stayed this late in the video, you were a real one. If you didn't,
This one.
yeah,
Respect.
what George, what George said.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it. But that is all from Speak What You Please podcast, and we'll see you next time.